Have you ever been the guy who does everything right? You're supportive. You're always there. You make her your top priority, only to watch her fall for the man who seems to care less. It's one of the most confusing, gut-wrenching and frustrating experiences in dating. You text back right away. You plan all the thoughtful dates. You listen intently to every word she says, and you strive to be the dependable, solid guy she claims she wants. You're following the script society gave you. And yet, the spark, the passion, the actual deep-seated attraction seems to fly toward the man who's a bit of a phantom. The one who's busy with his own life, has his own passions, and isn't afraid to let the phone ring so he can stay present in his own world. You're left staring at your phone, rereading your unanswered texts, wondering what you did wrong when you followed all the rules of being a good man, and all you got for your trouble was a front row seat to her choosing someone else. But what if the entire way we've been taught to think about attraction is backward? What if the secret to her deep, genuine attraction isn't about being more available, but about showing you have a rich, fulfilling life of your own that you aren't willing to abandon for anyone? In this video, we are not talking about playing manipulative games or using cheap tricks. We're diving deep into the powerful psychological reasons why a man who is willing to walk away from a situation that doesn't serve him becomes infinitely more desirable. Stick with me and you'll understand why she falls for the man who chooses her, not the one who desperately needs her. Let's dive in. Section 1. The nice guy. When doing everything right goes wrong. Paradox. When doing everything right goes wrong. Let's start by dismantling the myth that has sabotaged countless good-hearted men. The nice guy myth. Society, movies, and maybe even your own parents have told you that to win a woman's heart, you must be endlessly accommodating, put her on a pedestal, and make her the absolute center of your universe. While the logic of unwavering devotion seems to make sense on the surface, it often backfires spectacularly in the early stages of dating. You become the ultimate service provider, her 24/7 emotional support, hotline, the on-call chauffeur, the handyman, the personal comedian, and the cheerleader who cancels his own plans at a moment's notice. You double text to fix her fading interest, apologize for things that aren't your fault, and agree with everything she says, terrified of rocking the boat or showing any form of dissent that might displease her. In the process of trying to be the perfect agreeable partner, you've accidentally made yourself far less attractive. This behavior, which you see as commitment and kindness, can be interpreted on a primal level as neediness, the silent killer of all attraction. It sends a devastating subconscious message. My happiness, my validation, and my self-worth depend entirely on you. This creates a massive imbalance that is a major turn-off. Because while support is valued in a partnership, attraction sparks for a partner who is strong and has their own mission. Being perpetually available can signal that your time isn't valuable and your attention isn't a prize, but a free, unlimited commodity. We rarely value what is abundant and easily obtained. We value what is earned. By being constantly present, you remove the challenge, eliminate any space for her to wonder about you, and become utterly predictable. While safety and predictability are cherished goals in a long-term committed relationship, in the early fragile stages of dating, they can be a detour straight into the dreaded friend zone, all because you've demonstrated that you need her validation instead of choosing her from a position of independent strength. The power of self-respect. Section 2. The power of self-respect. The counterintuitive truth is that one of the most powerful things a man can do to build attraction is to demonstrate that he respects himself enough to walk away from a situation that's not right for him. This isn't about issuing ultimatums or playing childish silent treatment games. That's the insecure behavior of men who try to manipulate and control. True walking away power is an attitude, a mindset born from the unshakable knowledge of your own value and the commitment to protect it at all costs. It's having enough self-respect to refuse to be just an option, a backup plan, a last-minute invite, or someone who is consistently taken for granted. The needy man operates from a scarcity mindset, acting as if this one woman is his only shot at happiness, which makes him cling, overinvest and settle for scraps of attention. He fears being alone more than he fears losing his self-respect. The powerful man, however, operates from an abundance mindset. He knows his life is already full and rewarding with a purpose, hobbies, friends, and goals that fulfill him. He isn't afraid of being alone because he's more afraid of losing his own identity by settling for disrespect. Walking away is simply the physical and emotional result of this powerful internal belief. It manifests in smaller yet highly significant actions. Not being available for a last-minute low-effort date because you're committed to your gym session or a work project. Ending a conversation when you feel disrespected instead of trying to win back approval. Giving her space when she pulls away instead of anxiously chasing her down with texts and calls, or simply saying no when a request goes against your core values or priorities. Each of these small acts sends a powerful subconscious signal. I value myself and therefore you should too. Women aren't afraid of losing men they can walk all over. They're afraid of losing men they genuinely admire and respect. Section 3. The Psychology. The psychology of scarcity and value. This strength taps into a simple but profound psychological idea. We place a higher value on things that are rare or difficult to obtain. This is the scarcity principle. When something feels like it might be lost, our desire for it often increases dramatically. The man who is always available, always one text away, always willing to drop everything, makes his time and attention completely abundant. There's no scarcity, and therefore his presence can be unconsciously devalued and taken for granted like a free newspaper that everyone ignores. In contrast, the man who can walk away is not guaranteed to be there. He is busy building his career. He is at the gym. He is out with friends, or he is pursuing his mission. This creates a natural and authentic scarcity, which in turn causes an immediate psychological shift in her perception. His attention is no longer a cheap, freely distributed commodity. It's something she has to earn and invest in to receive. Research has even suggested that a degree of uncertainty can increase a person's initial romantic interest, making them think about that person more. By being willing to walk away, you implicitly show that your time and your presence are scarce resources. She starts to wonder, why isn't he chasing me like other guys? And what is he doing that's so important? This curiosity is the seed of attraction. When you are a puzzle, she has to think about you occupy more of her mental real estate. When your attention requires her respect and effort to obtain, she instinctively values it more, and by extension she values you more. Section 4. Signaling. Signaling high value and an abundant life. High value and an abundant life. Your ability to walk away from a bad situation is also a powerful signal of high status and competence. Broadcasting a whole portfolio of attractive traits without you having to say a single word. On a deep evolutionary level, strength and self-sufficiency are universally attractive qualities, whereas a man who is needy and clingy can be subconsciously perceived as a drain on resources, not a provider of them. The man who can walk away proves he's self-sufficient and operates from a mindset of abundance. He demonstrates that he has a life and a purpose that is bigger than any one person. He isn't clinging to her because she's his only option for happiness or his only source of validation. He's choosing to be with her because she genuinely adds to his already great life. That's a critical and powerful distinction that she will feel on an intuitive level. A man willing to leave if he's disrespected is a man with standards, which is a direct reflection of high self-worth. It tells her he believes he deserves the best, which in turn makes her want to be the best for him. He respects her, but he respects himself just as much, if not more, which positions him not as a fan begging for an autograph, but as a potential and equal partner. This profound self-respect is magnetic. A man who has many options in his life, socially, professionally, and romantically, but consciously chooses you is infinitely more attractive than a man who has no other options and desperately clings to you for dear life. Creating intrigue and the desire to connect. Section 5. Creating intrigue and the desire to connect. Attraction isn't a logical checklist of nice qualities. It's an emotional process that can feel flat and boring without a sense of mystery or challenge. The man who is always there, always agreeable, and always predictable removes all the exciting tension from the interaction because she knows with 100% certainty that she has him. There's no risk, no what if, no room for her to wonder, and therefore less emotional investment on her part. The man who can walk away, however, is a master of intrigue. His independence and his full life introduce a healthy and necessary element of uncertainty. She doesn't own him and can't predict his every move. His presence isn't a guarantee, it's a gift. This makes the moments they do share feel more potent, more special, and more rewarding than simply being handed everything on a platter. This approach also gives her something absolutely essential for her own feelings to develop: room to miss you. As the old saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. When you pull back to focus on your own life, not as a punishment, but as a genuine refocusing of your energy, you give her the gift of your absence. In that space, her mind is free to wander. She might think about you, replay your conversations, wonder what you're up to, and start to actively desire your presence again. Without that space, her feelings don't have room to breathe, grow, and intensify. You have to be absent sometimes for your presence to be truly valued. Section 6. Building a fortress of respect through boundaries. Fortress of respect through boundaries. Nothing commands respect more than having clear, well-defined boundaries. And being willing to walk away is the ultimate enforcement of them. Many guys think being endlessly agreeable is the way to keep a woman happy. She's an hour late, and he says, "No problem at all. I don't mind." She cancels a date last minute with a flimsy excuse, and he immediately responds, "Okay, no worries, whenever works for you." He thinks he's being easygoing and understanding, but what he's actually communicating is that his time, his plans, and his standards aren't important. He is essentially teaching her that it's okay to disrespect him. People will treat you exactly how you allow them to treat you. The man willing to walk away operates on a different level entirely. His willingness to leave is the non-negotiable line in the sand that says, "I will not tolerate disrespect. I will not be an afterthought. I will not be your second choice." When she crosses that line by being consistently late, cancelling without good reason, or being dismissive and rude, he doesn't argue, plead, or get visibly angry. He simply acts by creating distance or withdrawing his attention. He might say, "Hey, it seems like you've got a lot going on right now. Let's connect some other time," and then genuinely disengage. This is profoundly attractive because it demonstrates immense strength of character and proves he has a backbone. A woman cannot truly desire a man she doesn't respect, and she cannot respect a man who doesn't respect himself first. Your boundaries are the foundation upon which all genuine respect is built. Authenticity and the ultimate test of interest. Section 7. Authenticity and the ultimate test of interest. It is absolutely critical to understand the monumental difference between embodying authentic power and using manipulative tactics. One is strength, the other is weakness in disguise. The manipulator uses the silent treatment to create anxiety and to punish her for not complying with his wishes. He pretends to be busy to manufacture a false sense of importance, all while checking his phone constantly to see if his game is working. The authentically powerful man's actions aren't meant to control her. They're meant to honor himself. He is genuinely busy because he's lost in a work session, fully engaged at the gym, or truly present with his friends and family, making his scarcity a natural and honest byproduct of a purposeful life. He doesn't issue dramatic ultimatums like "it's me or your friends." He has internal standards. And if a partner's behavior consistently fails to align with his core values of respect, effort, and integrity, he creates distance as a conscious choice to protect his own peace and well-being. When this authentic man pulls back, his absence acts as a mirror, forcing her to look at her own behavior and emotions. Suddenly, she's the one left with the silence, asking herself, why did he pull back? And more importantly, do I actually miss him? Do I care? This is the ultimate unfill. Third test of her genuine interest. If you walk away and she doesn't care or notice, you have your answer. You've saved yourself weeks or months of wasted energy. But if she is truly invested, your absence is a catalyst. It moves her from being a passive recipient of your attention to an active participant, giving her the space and motivation to choose you genuinely. This journey is about building unshakable self-respect and moving from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. It's a powerful shift. And if you understand the fundamental difference between playing games and embodying true strength, I want you to affirm it right now. Drop a self-respect of power in the comments below to declare that you're choosing yourself over neediness. Let's build a community of men who are on this path together. In short, we come, conclusion full circle, from the confusing and painful image of the nice guy finishing last. But now we can see the deeper psychology at play. It was never about caring less. It was always about valuing yourself more. The man who is willing to walk away isn't a player or a jerk. He's a man who built his own kingdom first before inviting someone in to share it. He demonstrates through his independence, his purpose, and his non-negotiable boundaries that he is a man of substance and integrity. His ability to leave isn't a threat to her, but a promise to himself that he will never again settle for less than he deserves. It is also an implicit promise to her that if he chooses to be with her, it is a conscious, powerful choice, not a desperate act of clinging from a place of scarcity. This path isn't easy, and it requires you to do the hard internal work of building a foundation of unshakable self-worth. But the reward is far greater than just getting the girl. The reward is becoming the man you were always meant to be. Confident, centered, and free when you had Sahan. At that point, her attraction isn't something you chase. It's just a natural byproduct of the incredible life you've built for yourself. Remember this, when you walk away for the right reasons, you don't just lose someone who wasn't choosing you, you gain yourself, and a man who has found and respects himself is the one that no woman wants to lose.